You know that feeling when someone says, let's hang out this weekend, and your whole body just exhales in disappointment? Friday night, everyone's posting party pics, and you're home by 9 p.m., feeling guilty but also secretly relieved. You tell yourself you should want to go out more, that something might be wrong with you, that you're missing out on life. If that sounds familiar, stay, because science has finally figured out why your brain works this way, and it's not what society told you. In fact, what they called your weakness might actually be the thing that's been protecting you all along. Growing up, you probably heard all of it. You're too quiet. Why don't you have more friends? You need to put yourself out there. Society has this script that being social is healthy, that wanting to be alone means something's broken in you, that if you're not constantly surrounded by people, you're doing life wrong. And maybe you believed it. Maybe you've spent years trying to fix yourself, forcing yourself to say yes, feeling exhausted pretending to be someone you're not. But here's what nobody told you. What if everything you've been taught about being alone is backwards? What if the way you're wired isn't a flaw, but a feature? Let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain. Dr. Elaine Aron, a research psychologist, spent over 2 decades studying people like you. She discovered something called sensory processing sensitivity. Here's what that means in plain English. Your brain processes everything more deeply. Sounds, emotions, social cues. While other people's brains skim the surface, yours dives deep. You notice things others miss. You feel things others don't. And that takes energy. Think of it like this. If most people's brains are running one browser tab, yours is running 20. No wonder you need time alone to close some tabs. This isn't a disorder. It's not something to fix. About 15 to 20% of the population has this trait. And here's the fascinating part. It's not a modern glitch. It's an ancient feature. Evolutionary biologists found this trait exists across over 100 species, from fruit flies to primates. Why would nature keep selecting for it? Because every tribe needed 2 types, the warriors who charged ahead and the watchers who noticed the danger before anyone else. Your ancestors who preferred solitude, they were the ones who heard the predator coming. They were the ones who thought twice before eating the strange berry. They survived not despite being different, but because of it. So when you feel the need to step back, to observe, to recharge alone, you're not being antisocial. You're running software that kept your ancestors alive. And throughout history, some of the greatest minds had that same software. Susan Cain, whose TED Talk on introversion has been viewed over 40 million times. Nikola Tesla, who invented the future in solitude. J.K. Rowling, who created an entire wizarding world from a quiet cafe. These minds didn't succeed despite needing alone time. They succeeded because of it. Their brains were wired the same way yours is, processing deeper, needing space to create. And so can you. But before you think this is all good news, I need to be honest with you. Not all solitude is created equal. There's a difference between choosing to be alone and hiding from life. Healthy solitude feels like recharging. You come back feeling clearer, calmer, more yourself. You're running towards something, creativity, peace, deep thinking. Unhealthy isolation feels like escaping. You're avoiding people not because you don't need them, but because you're afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of being seen. The alone time doesn't restore you, it numbs you. So here's the honest question. When you close that door, are you recharging your battery or are you running from something? Only you know the answer. And that answer might have roots deeper than you think. Maybe this started earlier than you remember. Maybe you were the kid who preferred one best friend over birthday parties, the one who disappeared into books while everyone else played outside. The teachers called quiet on every report card. Maybe home felt safer than the playground. Maybe your imagination was better company than the chaos. And maybe you learned early that the world was a lot, too loud, too much, too fast. So you built a sanctuary inside yourself, not because something was wrong with you, but because something was right. You were learning, before you had words for it, how to protect your energy, how to survive in a world that wasn't built for minds like yours. That kid is still in there, and they knew something all along. So let's put this all together. Your brain processes the world more deeply. That's science. Your ancestors survived because of this trait. That's evolution. And you've been practicing solitude since childhood. That's your story. You're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not missing out. You just have a different kind of battery. Think of it this way. Extroverts have solar panels. They recharge by being around people. The more, the better. But you have a finite battery. Social situations drain it faster, and you need quiet time to plug back in. Neither is better. They're just different operating systems. In Japan, they have a word for this, hitori, the art of being alone. It's not seen as sad or strange. It's respected. People go to restaurants alone, travel alone, enjoy their own company without shame. Maybe it's time we learned from that. So here's your permission slip. Not that you needed one, but just in case. It's okay to leave the party early. It's okay to need a day to recover from socializing. It's okay to choose a quiet night over a crowded room. Your solitude isn't something to apologize for. It's something to protect. So the next time someone asks why you'd rather stay in, you'll know. It's not that you're antisocial. Your brain just processes the world more deeply, and that takes energy. It's not that something's wrong with you. You're carrying a trait that kept your ancestors alive for thousands of years. It's not that you need to be fixed. You've been this way since childhood, learning to protect your energy before you even had words for it. You're not broken. You're just running a different operating system. And now you have the language to explain it, to yourself and to anyone who doesn't understand. If this helped you see yourself differently, consider subscribing. I make videos about the psychology of why we are the way we are and how to work with it, not against it. Drop a comment. When did you first realize you needed alone time to feel like yourself? That feeling when Friday night comes and you're home by 9 p.m.? That's not something to feel guilty about. That's your superpower recharging.